Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with Wasteland 3 Colorado Collection. I will say bluntly, if you like tactical turn-based games, this RPG here is a must-play. It's not a recommendation or something, but the law. You must play it if you want to go, to Gamehala after your death. Well, I'll be honest, Gamehala is not the best of Valhallas you can choose after death. But honestly, we play games like that, so nobody ever would invite us into Boobhala. Anyway, this version of the game includes both the Battle of Steeltown and Cult of the Holy Detonation expansions, as well as the Colorado Survival Gear bonus items. And the game itself is a wonderful gem for all Fallout, Baldur's Gate and all turn-based combat fans. In Wasteland 3 you will travel to the frozen wastes of Colorado to deal with gangs, cults and psychopathic clowns in an effort to bring stability to the wastes. Or, even more chaos and even more psychopathic clowns. Here decisions really matter and the world will change accordingly to your actions and reactions. Cyberpunk 2077. I have no doubt that many of you are wondering, is it finally the time to play Cyberpunk 2077 and is it actually fixed? As you all remember, game had a lot of issues back then. Police instantly teleporting behind your back was just a cherry on the top. The game was released without advertised metro system, which was literally specifically shown in the main trailer of the game. Driving cars felt like driving a sandbag, and I'm not even talking about the lack of such casual features as a hairdresser. You had to play the whole game with the same dumb green beard and pink eyebrows you chose while being drunk. Anyway, after some time, major updates and fixes are slowly turning it into a decent game. You can already change your haircut and the police are teleporting a bit further away. It still literally feels like they teleport though, and that sucks. Recently, developers said that a complete overhaul to the cop system as well as vehicle-to-vehicle combat is in the works. When it will be updated, nobody knows. Now the game has mostly positive reviews, but recent reviews are very positive with 90% of happy players. That is a great result and I am happy that Cyberpunk is crawling out of the dark place finally. Divinity Original Sin 2. Made by the same studio as Baldur's Gate 3, this is one of the best party-based RPG games ever created. Here you can play as a lizard, wizard or skeleton knight and the world will react to your appearance. Or not, if you are a skeleton you will have to hide your face under the mask because people here are afraid of the undead. I wanted to say that it is ridiculous, but then I realized that the real world is full of people who believe in ghosts and other supernatural things and are afraid of them even if they do not exist. And here undead can actually take a knife and slice your throat just like a casual bandit. That's really scary. Also keep in mind that this is a serious game for adults. It has dark and gloomy world and sexual content. But don't worry, it will keep your virginity as strong as ever because it will take about 200 hours out of your boring life and that is really amazing. Grim Dawn. If I had to recommend only one game similar to Diablo for you, I would be going out of my mind because I know a lot of them, but the fact is that Grim Dawn is definitely among the 10 best action RPGs like Diablo ever created. It's like Diablo 3 we never had. It's way darker and gloomier than the third Diablo, but it's also harder to master. When I played it for the first time, I had some problems understanding how to level up my skill tree correctly and so on, and my hero turned out quite lame. Don't be me, watch some tutorial for beginners, you'll thank yourself later. Also keep in mind that Grim Dawn is an indie game. Yeah, it looks like a AAA kind of isometric creation made by a huge greedy company, but it is not. It's literally the first game of the studio, so because of that it's even more impressive. Operencia, The Stolen Sun. This is a classic-style first-person dungeon crawler which will take you to the land of Operencia, an unconventional fantasy world inspired by a faraway land referenced in countless Central European folktales. In-game you will find an intriguing mix of unexplored mythology and fantastical versions of actual historical locations and characters, all coming together to form one cohesive new gaming universe. Along with a strategic turn-based battle system full of spells and special skills to execute, tile-based movement encourages you to explore each area. You will find 13 intriguing maps here. Game has 78% of positive reviews, and that is mostly because of the difficulty. Normal here is very hard. Last time I encountered this nonsense was while playing Jedi Fallen Order. I died a lot even in story mode. So I don't know if other people are so much better at games and I just suck, or developers are a bunch of madmen. Probably both. Anyway, if you like dungeon crawlers and challenges, this may be your potato salad. Also, you can try the free demo. That may help to make up your mind. King Arthur: Knight's Tale. It is a role-playing tactical game, a kind of unique hybrid between turn-based games like XCOM and traditional character-centric RPGs. Here you'll find diverse battle maps where you'll have to position yourself to avoid shield walls, flank your enemies, use covers against archers, make use of the terrain, hide in the foliage and surprise your enemies with your endless wisdom. The campaign of Knight's Tale puts a huge emphasis on moral choices, which have significant consequences in a roguelite structure. This adds extra attention to the tactical and management decisions, meaning that your characters are expendable and if they die, they will stay dead forever. Also here, along with smashing monsters, you will have to build up Camelot Fortress and unlock new upgrades for your knights. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. If you like science fiction space operas, Mass Effect is one of the best there is. It has a great plot, many twisted turns of events, mystery on every corner, giant robots, giant spaceships and giant space stations. So as you can see, it is filled with giant things and size does matter here. The whole game kinda feels like someone smashed together Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek. You will also find a cast of great characters as well, and it has 93% of positive reviews on Steam, meaning that game is lacking only mere 2% to be in an overwhelmingly positive reviews tier. By buying Legendary Edition, you will get all 3 remastered Mass Effect games with all the DLCs and other stuff included and remade in one huge game. If you never played it, I envy you beyond words. These are among my most favorite games of all time. Remnant from the Ashes. This is a third-person RPG shooter where the world has been thrown into a chaos by an ancient evil from another dimension. Or as one gamer on Steam pointed out, they just ripped off a plot from Neverending Story. That's a shame, but in general, this is a great game. If I had to describe it in one word, it would be RPG Dark Souls with guns. Yes, that is one word, if you throw out the gaps. So here's one of the last remnants of humanity. You must set out alone or alongside up to 2 other survivors to face down hordes of deadly enemies, rebuild and retake what was lost. The strongest side of the game is various guns and weapons. They are really good looking and fun to use. Vigil, The Longest Night. This is a 2D action platformer RPG game with precise technical combat and a strong narrative. Inspired by Salt and Sanctuary and Castlevania, it aims to challenge you with its difficulty while compelling with a tale of eldritch horror. So in other words, this is an artsy Lovecraftian flat Dark Souls. The game has a very positive review score and people on Steam are talking that the story is great as well, and this is not just another game in this genre. It is really good and may even influence other games in the future. People are talking that the combat is not that difficult and the game is even suitable for newcomers of the genre. Well, personally, I'm not so sure about that. Be careful. And if you like this list, I'm sure you will enjoy this huge autumn sale video I have made. 30 great games of various genres, my personal picks for your satisfaction. Click it now, don't hesitate. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.
Bye!